Listen, man, sometimes you just know when a fighter is different. When they walk out to that ring and the entire atmosphere shifts, like the air gets heavy, the crowd gets louder, and every single person watching knows they're about to see something violent, something unforgettable. And that's what we're talking about here because there are fighters who win fights, and then there are fighters who change the entire sport just by being in it. And what we're looking at right now, what we're witnessing in real time, is a guy who has that kind of energy, that aura, that raw ability to take boxing and flip it upside down. And if you're not paying attention to this, you're missing one of the craziest rises in combat sports history. Man, you watch Gervonta Davis fight, and it's like watching a loaded gun go off in a closed room. The energy just changes because this guy doesn't throw punches just to score points. He throws them to erase you, to shut off your lights completely. And there's something primal about that, right? Like in boxing, you've got guys who dance around, who play the long game, who win on scorecards. But Tank, he's different. When he steps in the ring, everyone's sitting on the edge of their seats because they know it could end in 1 second. That left hand is like a nuclear bomb in miniature. And it's not just the power, it's the way he sets it up. He lulls you. He lets you breathe for just a moment, makes you think you're safe, and then boom, the whole arena explodes. And that's why his knockout aura is so real. It's psychological warfare. Fighters walk in already worried about that one shot. And fans show up not to see rounds and rounds of chess, but to see the moment he detonates. And that aura follows him everywhere. It's why pay-per-views blow up. It's why highlights trend worldwide, because everyone wants to witness destruction. And with Tank, you don't just get a fight. You get the promise that at any second, something spectacular is about to happen. And that's what makes him so damn dangerous, because you can prepare for speed, you can prepare for movement, but how do you prepare for a guy who only needs half a second, half a mistake to end your whole night? That's why Tank's aura isn't just hype. It's earned. Every knockout builds this myth. Every highlight adds to the legend. And when you see him smiling, calm, walking to the ring with that quiet confidence, you know he's carrying dynamite in those gloves, and everyone knows someone's going to get blown up. It's not if, it's when, and that's the kind of aura that makes a fighter not just great, but terrifying. There's something different about a fighter who's never tasted defeat, because every time Gervonta Davis walks into that ring, he's carrying this weight, this aura of being untouchable. And it's not just physical, it's psychological. Like the guy across from him already knows he's stepping in with somebody who has never been figured out, never been broken. And that pressure crushes people before the first bell even rings. Because when you're undefeated, it's not just your skills, it's your mindset. It's the belief that you can't be beaten, that no one has solved your puzzle yet. And when you watch Tank fight, you see that confidence dripping off of him. He's patient. He doesn't rush. He's not trying to prove anything in the first round, because deep down he knows, and his opponent knows, that sooner or later he's going to find that shot. And that's terrifying, man, because when you fight an undefeated guy, especially someone like Tank who's knocking people out cold, you're not just fighting his fists. You're fighting the history behind him, the highlight reels, the bodies he's left on the canvas, the crowd roaring for the knockout they expect, and all of that stacks up on your shoulders, and that's what makes the undefeated pressure real. It's not just about zero in the loss column, it's about the psychology of perfection. You see it in how his opponents move. They're cautious, they're hesitant, they second-guess themselves, because they know one mistake can end it, and that hesitation is all Tank needs. He feeds on it, and the longer the fight goes, the more that pressure builds, because you're in there thinking, damn, maybe I can't crack this guy. Maybe he really is unbeatable. And that's when Tank goes from being a boxer to being a nightmare, because once doubt creeps into your mind, you're finished, and that's what makes his undefeated record so much more than a number. It's a weapon, it's a presence, and until somebody breaks that, it just keeps growing, becoming heavier for every challenger who steps up, and more dangerous for every fan who tunes in, waiting to see if anyone can ever actually stop him. What makes Gervonta Davis stand out isn't just the knockouts or the undefeated record. It's the showmanship, the way he carries himself, the swagger, the aura. Like, he knows he's the main event every time he walks through that tunnel. And that matters because fighting isn't just about what happens inside the ropes. It's about the entire spectacle, the energy, the drama, the hype. And Tank understands that better than most fighters, he's not just fighting, he's performing. He's putting on a show for the world, and you can feel it. The crowd's electric. When his name gets announced, the cameras flash, the atmosphere shifts because people know they're about to witness something. Maybe a highlight reel knockout, maybe a dramatic comeback, but always something that leaves an impression. And that's the key to being a superstar. You've got to be memorable. And Tank is unforgettable. The way he talks in pressers, the way he stares through his opponents, the way he controls the moment, it all adds to the mystique. And the crazy part is he backs it up every time, which makes it authentic, because if you're all show and no bite, fans catch on, they lose interest. But Tank, he's got the bite, the speed, the power. And when you combine that with the performance, it's lethal, it's marketable. It's why he's selling out arenas and topping pay-per-views, because he's not just giving people a fight, he's giving them an experience. And that's why he's different. He's not trying to blend into the crowd of good fighters. He's carving his own lane as this showman who delivers violence in the flashiest way possible. Like every fight is a movie scene and the knockout is the climax. And that's why fans can't stop watching. They're addicted to the spectacle that is Tank Davis. Man, you can't talk about Gervonta Davis without bringing up that insane knockout power, because it's not just that he knocks people out, it's the way he does it. It's sudden, it's violent, it's clinical. Like 1 second, you think the fight is competitive. And the next second, the lights are out and someone's on the canvas wondering what happened. And that creates this aura around Tank that's so rare in boxing, because it's not just about the damage, it's about the anticipation. Fans show up expecting the KO, opponents walk in dreading it. And when you've got that kind of aura, it changes everything. It changes how your opponents fight you, how they train for you, even how fans view you, because people start to believe you're this unstoppable force. And that's powerful, because fear is real in combat sports. And you can see it in guys' eyes when they fight Tank. They don't commit the same way they would against someone else. They're cautious, they're hesitant, because they know that if they miss, if they get reckless, that's it. They're going to sleep. And Tank knows it too. He doesn't waste shots, he stalks, he waits. And when he unleashes, it's devastating. And that's why he's got this aura of inevitability. Like, you're not asking if he's going to knock someone out. You're asking when, and that's the kind of thing that makes legends, because fans remember the moments, they remember the highlights. And Tank is stacking knockout highlights like a video game character, and the craziest part is he makes it look easy, like he's just built differently. And that's what keeps the hype alive, the aura of destruction that follows him into every fight. When you look at Gervonta Davis, you're not just looking at a fighter, you're looking at the future of boxing, because he's young, he's undefeated, he's a knockout machine, and he's got the charisma to pull in casuals, hardcore fans, celebrities, everybody, and that's what the sport needs. Someone who can cross over and bring eyes back to boxing the way stars of the past used to. And the thing with Tank is he's not just hype, he's got the skills to carry the sport, the adaptability, the ring IQ, the patience, and when you pair that with his ability to entertain, you've got the full package. And the crazy thing is he's still getting better. He's not even at his peak yet, which is wild to think about, because he's already headlining massive cards, already putting up pay-per-view numbers, already a household name in combat sports conversations. And if he keeps winning, if he keeps delivering those highlight finishes, he's going to be the face of boxing for the next decade, no question. And that's why people talk about him the way they do, because he's got that once-in-a-generation energy, that spark that makes you think, yeah, this guy could be the one. And when you combine that with the way he's already impacting culture, social media, mainstream press, it's clear that Tank isn't just a fighter, he's a movement, and movements like that define eras. And if he keeps his focus, avoids the pitfalls outside the ring, there's no limit to how far he can go, because the sport is waiting for the next big superstar to carry the torch. And right now, all signs are pointing at Gervonta Tank Davis. So here's the deal, man. When you strip everything down, all the hype, all the press conferences, all the trash talk, what you're left with is a fighter who can end your night in a split second, who can flip the narrative with a single punch. And that's what makes this so damn exciting, because we're not just watching fights, we're watching history in the making, the birth of a legacy that could define boxing for years to come. And whether you love him or hate him, you cannot ignore him, because this guy's forcing the world to watch, forcing the world to talk, and that's the mark of a real star. So buckle up, because the ride's only getting crazier from here. And if you've been along for the journey so far, thank you. I appreciate you. And good luck to all the fighters stepping in the ring, because when you're up against the storm, you better come ready, because Tank Davis is coming, and he's coming for everybody.